This one was a little personal for me today because I'm a T-Mobile guy and my feelings got hurt because, when you make a deal with me or I make a deal with you, I expect you to tell me and you honor that deal. And unfortunately, today we got hit with some news that was not really in our favor. T-Mobile, they own one. And I don't know how they're going to try to recover from this because it doesn't make sense in how they're doing this. T-Mobile is forcibly moving people on older plans to some of the newer ones. But there's a window that you can opt out. But a lot of people are not going to be happy with this situation. So if you act fast, you will be okay. All right. What I mean by that is T-Mobile is forcing users on its older unlimited plans to move to some of the latest options. And they confirmed that starting next week, notices will be sent out to T-Mobile users on its older One Simple Choice, Magenta, and Magenta 55 Plus plans, alerting them that starting with their November bill cycles, their respective plans will change and that their monthly pricing will go up. Now, we were grandfathered into all of this. So now they're saying, oh, no, we're going to change this plan. They're saying that the notices will go out starting on October 17th. And T-Mobile is saying that there will be an increase of approximately $10 per line with the migration. And if you sign up for autopay, you can save $5 per line. But T-Mobile said they changed their automatic payment rules last year, requiring a linked bank account or debit card as opposed to a credit card. You can't even get the discount unless you used a bank account or a debit card. But T-Mobile has been known for data breaches. So, I'm not feeling this at all. So definitely would like to know how you feel about that one. They're also saying we're always looking for ways to give our customers more from our services. So we're moving a small number who were on older rate plans to newer plans that will deliver them more enhanced features. Okay. It was not immediately clear how many people will be impacted or what a small number meant. And they're also adding that those who do not have their plan change, who don't want to have their plan change, will be able to reverse the move, but they will need to call T-Mobile customer care support line to make that happen. The carrier is giving users an undisclosed period of time to call in and reverse the forced switch, but how long that period will be is not known. This is right here in the fine print, guys. I just want you to see this. And it says it is also not known if those who go back will be able to stay on their older plans for good, or if any reversal simply buys these users a little bit more time before a switch is once again forced upon them. Now, I watched the video today on the T-Mobile Report and Tech Life channel on YouTube, and the guy, the same information I'm sharing with you, he found it, he reported it, or he picked up the article, and when I say he was on top of it, he was on top of it. They were saying that according to the leak on Reddit, those on Simple Choice will be moved to either Magenta or Essential Select, and those on Magenta 1 will move to Go 5G, and those on Magenta 55 Plus will be migrated to Go 5G 55 Plus. Business users on Simple Choice Business will similarly be switched over to the Carrier Business Unlimited Advance. The forced changes to the legacy plans come over 3 years after T-Mobile completed its merger with Sprint. And one of the promises was to get the merger approved by regulators was that the carrier would not raise rates on plans for 3 years. It has since introduced a price lock promise to not raise rates on plans, but that guarantee largely only applies to its newer plans from the last 2 years. As part of its price lock page, T-Mobile does not note that those who are on eligible plans before April 28, 2022 and don't want to switch to a new T-Mobile plan will be able to have the carrier cover your final month's recurring service charge if we were to raise prices and you choose to leave. This is a lot. This is a lot to unpack. And we were grandfathered in. Now, because they made this merger with Sprint, they're saying, hey, if you have one of these older plans, so the biggest thing is if you have a T-Mobile account, you need to call T-Mobile and you need to ask T-Mobile, what is your plan? And if your plan is a simple choice, Magenta and Magenta 55 plus, you're going to be getting a notice next week. And you need to make sure that when you get that notice, you need to call them and say, I want to opt out. I'm not feeling this. I'm not liking this. And I'm not authorizing this. Now, what I will say is I called T-Mobile today and the gentleman was quite surprised that I even knew about it. And I told him, I don't want you to touch my account. I'm grandfathered in. I need a guarantee. I asked him for his ID number. He sent me a text message saying, he notated it into the account and that it was taken care of. He could not give me an ID number, but he made sure that there was a clause or it was in the notes that I was opting out. So you can opt out of this feature, but the question is, how much longer will we have? 3 months? Not, 180 days, a half a year. I don't know. This is crazy because, it's like you came to them. So it may be best for you to start looking at other carriers and seeing what plans that they have, especially if you were grandfathered in prior to 2022. And I know, and they're going to hit you with some type of prompts and they're going to tell you why this is better, but you're going to be paying more, $10 per line. So if you have multiple lines, be ready to shell out that money. And then they're going to say, oh, well, you can make it half if you go on if you go on their plan where you pay $5, if you go on to their payment, if you sign up for auto pay. No, that's not what we agreed to. We never agreed to that situation. So apparently with this new merger, this is what we're up against. And it's going to be a fight. And I don't know how many people are going to be feeling this, but this is where we're at. This is real, whether we like it or not. So we do have some time. So you can, now what you can do is you can call and say, I want to opt out. Now, I opted out today. So if you have T-Mobile, go ahead and get a jump on it. They're going to try and talk to you and ask you, is there a reason why? No, there's no reason. I just want my original plan that I was grandfathered into. Please do not try to sell me anything because I do not want it. I will stay on top of this because this is my carrier. So as I find out more, I will share more. But please be mindful of what is about to happen. And I'm just letting you know that T-Mobile is basically saying, yeah, we're going to change your plan whether you like it or not. But what do you think of this? What do you think of T-Mobile's business practices? 1, it's not right. They should honor the contract. 2, a deal does not mean anything anymore. 3, it's their company. They have the right to do as they please. 4, this will affect T-Mobile if customers switch carriers. Or 5, I have no dog in this fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem that I have with this is you told us that we were grandfathered into this old plan. Now, because you made the merger, that has nothing to do with what you did, with the new plan. Now, you made a promise saying that you weren't going to do it in 3 years, but if that was your intention to raise prices after 3 years, you should have made that known. And that way we could have had time to go make the necessary changes. Now we're going to be scrambling saying, hey, we need to go find another carrier. So if you're on Sprint, you're good. This is for the people that were on plans prior to the merger. So once again, if you were on the Magenta 55 plus, the Simple Choice or the Simple Choice Business plan, you will be affected. So So please, if you have T-Mobile, if you know somebody with T-Mobile, please let them know what's going on and let them know that, hey, you need to address this as quickly as possible, because you're going to see an increase in your bill and you're not going to be happy. And you're going to be like, hey, what happened? And they may say that the time period has now expired. And with the time period now expiring, there's not much that they can do. So I'm giving you a heads up. You're going to get a notice by next week. And I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the news stations and they're going to be talking about this. But it needs to be addressed.
It's the Lab Tech Show. Join us Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern at thelabtechshow.com. Embrace it or get left behind.
Hold up.